Let's do some groups. Truex, Hamlin, Busch, Larson, 0 chance. That's a win. Somebody has to win. Byron, Blaney, Elliott, Reddick. I don't hate Blaney in this group, but Byron's having a good year. It's tough to overlook him. Group C, Chastain, Bell, Harvick, Logano. Oh, look, Harvick at 3-1. Man, that's disrespect. Group D, Bubba, Suarez, Keselowski, Gibbs. You would say this is a absolute Keselowski bet per the predictor.
Totally.
I agree. I think that's the Group D bet on the board. Bubba, you tell me where you have on the predictor. Bubba.
Bubba is 15th.
That's a tier what driver?
3.
Okay. Suarez.
17th, tier 3.
Gibbs.
He is 20th, tier 4.
And Brad K's a tier 2 driver per the predictor. So I think Group D, it's Keselowski. I like that bet a lot. Plus, he's plus 300 right now, which is interesting because if you look at Group H at another sports book, not with our friends at DraftKings, it's almost the same group. Keselowski, Bubba, Suarez with Bowman in there. So we've basically swapped Bowman for Gibbs. They're both long odds, but Keselowski in that group goes to the favorite. So that's what's interesting, right?
And he drops to 210.
Yeah.
And it's not like he is the favorite.
So go see our friend at DraftKings and get him a Group D at plus 300.
So would you call this Keselowski Group D DraftKings bet a hammer bet? Not quite a hammer.
It's in our top 5.
No, I haven't been to matchups yet. Yeah, it's definitely in our DraftKings bet to watch. You're supposed to be writing those down. No, I am actually. Group D. All right, I like that. We haven't got the hammer. I don't know. We might come back to the hammers. Let's move over to, I think we're done with groups, right? Matchups. Elliott to Bell. Stats would say it should be a head-to-head. The year would say, although Bell was just flying and couldn't get it to the finish. Not his own doing. Well, maybe his own doing. He sped or had a pit crew. No, it wasn't on him. It was on the pit crew, but it was still a team issue. You have to bet the whole team, not just the driver. You're avoiding that one, Professor?
I would say the year says Bell for sure, and Bell's got a little extra track time. So does Elliott this week. It's going to be interesting.
Something about Elliott scares me this week. I'm avoiding this one until practice. I want to see him. The next one I'm taking right now because the odds are going to go after practice. Byron over Chastain. We're fading Chastain. Byron's numbers at Pocono is just okay. In the last 4 Poconos, he has 2 finishes of 7th or better, 2 finishes of 12th. But the truth is, all 4 of those will outrun Chastain's finishes. Agree?
Yeah, and the same odds. So it's a head-to-head.
The new movie Gran Turismo is based on the unbelievable true story of unlikely underdogs. A struggling working-class gamer, a failed former race car driver, and an idealistic motorsports executive. Together, they risk it all to take on the most elite sport in the world. Directed by Neil Blomkamp, the movie features an incredible cast, led by David Harbour, alongside Orlando Bloom, Jaimin Hansu, Jerry Hollowell Horner, and Archie Madekwe as Jan Mardenborough. Some of the most famous racing competitions in the world are recreated through the use of actual Nissan GTs, drones, and practical effects. The racing sequences are so realistic that the real-life Jan Mardenborough himself actually served as a stunt driver for the film. This is a movie that needs to be seen on the big screen. Gran Turismo is an inspiring, thrilling, and action-packed story that proves nothing is impossible when you're fueled from within. Gran Turismo is exclusively in movie theaters August 11th. Get your tickets today. Rated PG-13.
You are in this race! Get in the fight! Yes, sir.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Oh, shut up! I'm not missing my race.
Oh, I'm gonna puke.
Don't pick my dad's car.
Yes, we're not going to jail!
Oh, crap.
Listen, son.
You think you're gonna play a stupid video game about cars and you're gonna become a race car driver?
All I ever wanted to do is be a racer. I'm doing it.
The 10 of you are the best Gran Turismo players in the world. Now is your chance to race real cars.
This is insane.
It's not gonna work. The guys who race are elite athletes. Your kids are scrawny little gamer kids.
That's where you come in.
You think you can do the impossible. I'm here to prove that you can't.
You get tired, you get sloppy, you get hurt, and you lose races!
You puked on my lawn.
I know what I'm doing. I'm not afraid. I've raced this track 1,000 times in the game. Let me drive it my way.
That was actually pretty great.
We have a newcomer this year. His presence is shaking the foundation of the sport.
This is the major leagues. The other drivers, your pit crew are going to hate you.
Much easier with a joystick, isn't it?
I can't see anything!
I'm not sure if I can do this.
Most people can't. I got a feeling you're not most people.
If I lose more than just a race. So I'm not gonna quit.
You've got to prove to everyone that you belong.
You've raced it, like 1,000 times? Now you just gotta do it in real life.
Gran Turismo, based on a true story.
But I won't stop now.
Suarez and Bowman. Suarez is the favorite. I don't see that. I'm telling you, Alex Bowman, I will say it again. There was nothing about this guy that screams win a race, and he's going to win 2 or 3, maybe not this year, but it seems to do it every year. Suarez is off this year. He's off. He is not the same team they had last year. Travis Mack is very clever on top of the pit box. I know Bowman's working with a new crew chief. I think they're both thinking must-wins. Right, Professor? Like they're both. We saw Suarez's group do some really crazy stuff at New Hampshire during the pit strategy cycle.
Yeah, which surprised us really, right? Like because he's right there on the edge.
Yeah, but it ended up working out okay. Suarez is the favorite. I mean, I would put Bowman as the favorite. So I mean, Bowman at even money over Suarez. I kind of like that bet. Harvick, Reddick. Why does Reddick not come to mind at Pocono? I mean, he's okay though. Getting better.
Yeah, he was runner-up there last year.
So I know it's late in the year to say this, but I'm going to avoid this one because this is kind of like when Reddick went to the first road course. We weren't sure how he was going to do in a Toyota. I think all of his numbers are kind of in that RCR equipment. I have a hard time now knowing what that RCR equipment is or was because Busch is pretty good now. And Harvick's a little unknown. There's not enough info for me to lean one way or the other here. You okay with that, Professor?
The head-to-head tool has a hammer on Harvick.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what do the numbers say?
Like track 4-1 Harvick. They've only been in 5 races together, so there you go. Season they're basically head-to-head, but when I look at that track and see 4-1, that's pretty impressive.
Well, if the head-to-head tool has a hammer and Harvick is the dog at even money, I would bet it then. That would be my suggestion. I know I wasn't feeling it, but I'm. You can't look at the stats and not believe them when you want to believe them. I'd bet it then if that's the dog. Truex and Larson. I mean, Larson at even money is always a good bet, but Truex has been so fast lately. If you like Larson and you want some entertainment and he's your guy you're cheering for anyway, you don't think Rick Allen's going to Rick Allen him again, maybe take Kyle Larson. But I'm not feeling great about this one because either of these guys have firepower. That's what makes it so hard to bet 2 favorites like this. I think this is an emotional fan bet. So for sure, we got the Professor on Truex, and for sure, we got Larson's fan base on Larson. Blaney and Keselowski. Blaney is minus 185. Can you get Keselowski in front of Blaney? Blaney runs really good here, though.
Yeah, but for that juice?
Spoken like a true gamer.
Yeah, I think you had to take at plus 140 for Keselowski to beat one driver.
So I'm going to argue both sides of the fence and let the fans decide. Here you go. Everything in our power says Blaney is the favorite. But Keselowski is closer. He's a tier 2 on the predictor. So I know it's easy to chase the plus 140 juice, and I probably think that's not a bad idea. But my mentor in the gambling world told me, win a bet. Look what happened to Chop last week. He wouldn't pay the juice. I know you want to pick on the Truex bet, but other than the Truex bet, the reason he didn't have Truex and Bell in his winning thing is because he didn't want to pay the juice. Maybe he should have just took, 5 units on Bell, 5 units on Truex, and didn't bet anyone else. Like, some point, I know this is awful to say. I know a couple buddies of mine about make a living on early round tennis, and they pay monster juice for these favorites. I don't even know. I'm not even going to predict what the numbers are. It's unbelievable minus on money. And they put a crap ton of money up and just chunk along, taking their wins. So I hear you. I'm avoiding it. I'm not going to get suckered into the Keselowski plus money over Blaney because the predictor says Blaney should win. So why even have a predictor if you're just going to take Kes at plus money? Chastain and Bell, this should be a Bell hammer.
Hold on. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
So the predictor has Keselowski in front of Blaney, first off.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you said everything says it should be Blaney over Keselowski. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. That's just your emotion. So this year they both finished better than each other 10 times this year. The last 5 races, Keselowski's finished better than him the last 5 races than Blaney.
When's the last time Keselowski outran Blaney at Pocono?
Well, in the last 5, he's outrun him 4 of the last 5.
At Pocono?
Yes.
This is why I bring him in.